Hey everyone, in honor of Filipino American Heritage Month, I'm going to share one of my favorite recipes. It's a pretty simple one and it's absolutely delicious. So this one is called Tortang Talong, and it's basically eggplant dipped in an egg batter and then fried on the oven or on the stove. So it's absolutely delicious, super easy to make. I love it. And so I'm going to share with you now the first step, which is we have some eggplant harvested from out on the farm, just like this, and I put them on a roasting pan. And I've just taken a fork and gone tick, 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 tick on each one, just to make a few holes so they don't like explode in the oven. But the oven is actually preheating right now, and when we come to the next step, I will make sure to show y'all. So the oven has come to temperature, and just so y'all know, I have it set at convect roast for 400 degrees Fahrenheit. If y'all don't have a convect roast setting, just do set it to 400 degrees. And yeah, it's just come to temperature, so I'm gonna put it in, and I'll probably put it on the middle rack for now. Not quite sure how long it'll take. You just want to put it in there until it's nice and juicy and squishy. So I'll keep track of time, and in the next clip I'll let y'all know how long it was. So the eggplants were just in the oven for probably about 30 to 35 minutes. It may depend on the heat of your oven or what your setting is. But as you can see, the skin has gotten very wrinkly, and when you press it, it's pretty squishy. And that's what you want. You want it to be squishy. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to let it cool for a minute. And once it's cooled, I'm actually going to peel off the skin, because sometimes the skin gets a little bit bitter. And then I'll mash it down with a fork, and we'll make up the egg mixture to fry it in. But don't worry, I'll show all of that to you. Just going to let them sit and cool for just a minute. We're waiting for the eggplants to cool so I can peel them. I wanted to show you all the egg mixture that I'm going to make. So I've gone ahead and cracked 7 eggs in here. You can kind of see them in the bowl. And then in my mixture, I like to add a little bit of soy sauce, which is this, or tamari, fish sauce, and then a little bit of salt and pepper, just to add a little bit of flavor. My friends always make fun of me because I'm really bad at giving quantities. So yeah, I just kind of put a splash of soy sauce, and then a splash of fish sauce, and then I put kind of a little sprinkle of of salt, and then a few cracks of pepper. And then I'm just going to whisk that up until it's nice and beaten. Alright, so I have peeled them, as you can see. In this one I've actually mashed with a fork, but I'll actually show you what that looks like in action. So yeah, it's pretty squishy. It should be able to just do that, and you just kind of want to make it flat and get some of those juices flowing. But yeah, so you just kind of squish, 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 just to make sure that you get that nice texture when you fry it up. And in just a minute here, you can see the egg mixture right here. We're just going to take one of them from here, from the stem, dip it in, and fry it. But I'm just waiting for the pan to heat up, and I'm going to move the camera so you can actually see it frying. Alrighty, so the pan has been heating up now for a few minutes. I'm just going to pour a little bit of oil. I like to use sunflower oil or some other like high heat oil, and just heat that up real nice. Give this a little mix so everything is all mixed together. And then we'll take this first eggplant, soak it real well, just get it all in there. And then transfer it to the pan and just let it fry. And we can probably fit 2 or 3 in there, so I'm going to go ahead. Actually, the heat can probably be a little bit higher. And I'm doing this over medium-high heat. And then sometimes what I like to do, because we do have a lot of mixture, is sometimes I just like to ladle a little bit more on top of each eggplant. just so that you make sure you get a good amount of egg with your eggplant. Alright, then when it's been on the pan for a few minutes, probably about 3 or so minutes, you're going to go ahead and, this is the test, I feel like it's always the first ones that are a little hard. You're going to go ahead and flip it. See how it's nice? That one is nice and golden brown, and kind of squish it a little bit. And you're going to let it fry for another few minutes just to brown on the other side. Right, and now it's been going for about 3 minutes on the other side, and you can see that it's nice and brown and delicious on both sides. And so I just kind of pick it up and drain some of that oil. And then, if you can see, I've just put a little bit of paper towel on the receiving plate to drain a little bit more of that oil. But that's basically Tortang Talong. You can serve it with rice, and sometimes we cut up some onions and tomatoes and make like a little salsa-y thing out of it. But it's absolutely delicious, and I hope you enjoy.